Ooh, you are listening to Keith Price's Curtain Call. Willkommen, bienvenue, and welcome to part 2 of my fun time at the New Dramatist Luncheon, where I got to meet some pretty fabulous folks, like the Tony Award-winning Jim Dale. Did you get that one? And Miss Helena York. That girl is a nut job. I love her. She's so much fun. And of course, the one, the only Miss Andrea Burns. She's currently playing Gloria Estefan's mother in On Your Feet. And she's so funny and so good and so talented. I can't wait to get her up here so we can have a long conversation with her. But now, get yourselves ready, because I got a couple of Tony Award nominees this year whose names you're probably hearing maybe for the first time, but they've all been working, they've all been paying their dues, and now they're getting ready for what I love to call Broadway's biggest night. Isn't that the most amazing thing? So sit back, enjoy my fun romp with some pretty awesome people in the middle of their award season celebrations, and we'll be back. Ooh, this is Keith Price for Keith Price's Curtain Call, and we are at the New Dramatist Luncheon celebrating the love that we all have for Audra McDonald, and I am standing here talking to Tony-nominated director, honey. Do you hear me? Tony-nominated director, Miss Liesl Tommy, for the show Eclipse. Girl, that show is everything.
I believe that it is everything. I am so happy that it is on Broadway. We have worked on this thing for years and years, 6 to be exact. And the fact that we finally got it to New York and then got it to Broadway and then got 6 Tony nominations, we are living the dream right now.
We're living the dream. And this is one of those shows that kind of goes into that weird pocket of history in that it is all folks of color working that down. How does that feel?
Listen, there really are no words. It's so incredibly emotional. All of us who are working on this show, the actors, Danae, myself, you know, we are women who are deeply connected to the continent. We are deeply connected to different countries in the continent. I'm from South Africa. Danai's from Zimbabwe. There is so much blood, sweat, and tears poured into this show. And, you know, that people are responding to it, that we are the kind of gold standard for diversity in straight plays on Broadway. It's overwhelming. But you know, one of the things about this show that I loved, and it's tragic in the same token, is that it's not that particular time frame is 10, 15 years ago. That was how people were actually living, and why people are still being able to live that way and get away with being treated that way is abysmal to me in this day and age. How is that possible? One of the things that's so moving about the show is that it really talks about the plight of women in the world. It's not just Liberia, right now in Syria, right now in Iraq. You know, this is what happens to women, and you read about how vulnerable women are, even in quote unquote first world countries. How many movies are being made right now about a woman that got locked in a basement and exploited? This is what happens. This is about our lives, not about those women over there's lives. It's our lives.
Exactly. Oh my God. See, we go back, you and I have our moment, which I love because, hi, Miss Judith, how are you? So nice to see you. It's just really wonderful, though, for me, having had the experience of having to talk to you about something completely different, but at the same time, telling a story about folks that are marginalized. Is that your mission?
That is my mission. My mission is brave storytelling about people whose voices are overlooked.
Oh, well, Lisa, you got to go. I know. Everybody's pushing away. But you... This is Keith Price for Keith Price's Curtain Call, and we are here at the New Dramatist Luncheon and celebrating the wonderful life and work of Miss Audra McDonald. And I'm talking to... Let me just pull it together for just a moment for you. Tony nominee, Miss Rene Elise Goldsberry. And if you don't know that name now, you should know she's turning it out every night, 8 shows a week in Hamilton. Nominated for a Tony. How exciting is that?
It's the most exciting thing ever. It's a dream come true.
See, now, again, I kind of go back a little bit of ways because I remember you as the lawyer on One Life to Live for many, 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 many years. You and John couldn't get it together. Oh, my God. So what is it like now? Here you are you've worked very hard for this. This isn't like your first time at the rodeo. So,
no, it's not.
But it's certainly been a challenge, right? This show?
I think the only thing challenging about it is feeling that you're like worthy of being in the room. Honestly,
it's happening.
Yeah, it's a beautiful show. It was a beautiful piece of work before any of us were a part of it. Honestly, it came out of Lin-Manuel Miranda's heart as something that was something worthy of living up to. So that's always been a challenge, is just feeling like I was worthy of the blessing of being a part of it. But the group of people are so special that they just always have your back. You just you're never afraid of disappointing them, because they're always supporting you and lifting you up, and they would be there even if you stumbled. It's a really very special group of people.
Well, again, for those of us who have had the privilege to see you perform as Angelica, yes.
You're right. You know what you're talking about.
And just being in that kind of environment where you're telling this wonderful story in a way that nobody imagined. I just got through finished reading the Hamilton.
Oh, good.
Yes, I was on vacation.
That's wonderful.
And I sat there and I was just marveling at the fact that dense material of life and what it meant to our country as a whole, and then having it in this season where there's just so much diversity everywhere. Like your show is diverse on its own, but it is not
alone. It is not alone. I'm so glad you said that, because I want everyone in the world to know that what's happening in Hamilton is happening across Broadway, across theater, not even across just Broadway, across theater, and I'm really proud of us. I'm really proud of us for telling the stories of strong women, and telling the stories and letting all kinds of people that reflect our world tell stories of all kinds of people. I'm just really proud of what we're doing in the theater. I always have been, but I'm glad that there's a special light shining on it at this moment.
And it's wonderful. I'm very, very happy, not only for you personally, just because, again, I go back to One Life to Live,
yes.
But at the same time, it's sort of like everything that you guys are doing in this show is just like, and as I was reading the book, I just was check-marking, like, there's nothing left unturned in that. He's mined a lot of really great, I don't know how the storytelling has been mined in such a way that it's so unique, but it's still just a musical. That's what,
I know. I think of it more like an opera, honestly.
But everybody's walking around having like this whole moment about it's such an advanced thing, it's such a great thing. But at the same time, it's the I Want songs, the 11 o'clock numbers. It's
all there. It's all there. Yeah, he understands the art form. He understands. He is a product of the theater, Lin-Manuel Miranda, and he's a product of all those different styles of music, like we all are. And so the story is really well taken care of in his hands.
So again, congratulations, A, for being in such a fantastic show. B, for this Tony nomination, which is so well deserved.
Thank you. It's a lifelong dream coming true finally. I'm so grateful for this nomination.
And again, just for being a part of something so wonderful that's reaching people. I was at Broadway Con, and the level that this show has reached, it's unfathomable.
Unbelievable.
So congratulations for being a part of that.
Thank you.
And something that people will remember forever.
Thank you so much.
So, thank you. Oh my God, Rene, Elise Goldsberry with me on the curtain call. Lord, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. That's what we do. This is so insane. It's all crazy here. There's so many people, I can't even take it all in. Jennifer Simmard. Oh my God. First of all, Tony Award nominee Jennifer Simmard. How are you?
I'm wonderful. So happy to talk with you.
Yeah, I've been kind of sort of stalking you. Your publicist knows me, so I was trying to work the angle.
Excellent.
How exciting are you? What is this like for you right now in this season?
Oh, it's such a stacked season, and I'm so thrilled to be a part of it at all, let alone be nominated. It's quite an honor.
Well, again, you're someone who has had a nice career of things happening that all of a sudden this Tony nomination is one of those things where people are like, oh my God, who is this? And it's like people don't know you've been working for a long time for this moment.
Yeah, no, I've been here over 20 years, and a great deal. A great deal of my experience was off Broadway and on Broadway, but never have I had the experience to originate such a great role. So it was. I hope it's the first of many roles where I really get to, dig down and share that artistic need that most people have in my position. You just want to express it, and so how grateful am I to have had that opportunity.
Okay, so from that role, it is very clear that you have complete and total comic sensibility. Has that always been the case for you? Are you just naturally a comedian?
I think I am naturally a comedian, and I have my mother, Yvette, my late mother, Yvette, to thank. She was always very, very funny. And honestly, just by watching other comedians, and I think when anyone chooses anything in life, they first do it by seeing someone else do it. So all the comedians that I watched growing up, it triggered something in me where I thought, I want to do that, So I think I've always known. Yeah.
Well, honey, in Disaster, I love to call her, she's a singing falling nun.
Yes, and that's my favorite thing about her and people in general. The dark side, the dark, gooey, nougaty center of ourselves that we think people couldn't possibly love us for, and trying to find that love with all of those problems is a challenge, not only for the character I played, but for us in life.
Well, this is great. I'm not going to take any more time because you got to make the rounds, but congratulations. And we're going to sit down because we've been trying to hammer out a time to have you come into a studio so we can sit and have like a really long, luxurious conversation. It would be great. Ladies and gentlemen, Tony nominee Jennifer Simmard here with me on the curtain call. So, again, oh, Lord have mercy. Let me take it back, girl. Let me take you all in, first of all, because Adrienne Warren is here with me for Keith Price's curtain call at the new Dramatist Luncheon, and she's in Shuffle Along right now, got her Tony nomination popping, and girl, you are singing and tap dancing for your life, as the Queens were saying.
Indeed I am.
How much fun are you having?
I'm having so much fun, and look who I get to work with every day.
Oh my God. Brian Stokes-Mitchell. Billy Porter.
Brandon Victor Dixon. Joshua Henry. And the one and only
Audra
McDonald.
Girl, I mean, now when you stand there and you're talking now, she's got 6 of them at home. You're waiting now to see what happens with this one.
I'm just grateful to be in the room, honestly.
That's what I wanted to hear you say. Because you know what? This is, honey, that's icing on the cake. Because that performance is everything.
Thank you.
And I'm going to tell you something now because I can and I'm grown.
Okay.
That if this was not a year of Hamilton... Now, and I just gave her eyes. I didn't say anything. I just gave her eyes. You're an absolute revelation. And again, I go to all these things with my partner, and I was like, who is this young woman? I flip it through the playbill. You turned me out, and I'm so thankful and so thrilled to be able to see a wonderful new performance from someone that I don't know and be completely blown away. So I appreciate what you're doing and putting up there, and I'm so glad that you got a Tony. Sorry. I'm gonna be professional because again, wonderful work. So you enjoy the rest of this luncheon. Thank you so much for taking time for me, and congratulations, and enjoy every minute of this. Take it all in.
Every single second. Thank you so much. It doesn't happen every day.
Love it. Thank you. This is Keith Price for Keith Price's Curtain Call, and I'm doing the last minute interview. This is the last one with Tony Award-winning, gorgeous. I've stalked this woman for years, but I've held it back. I've held back because that shit's weird. Miss Laura Benanati, who is knocking them dead 8 shows a week, and She Loves Me over at the Roundabouts, fabulous Studio 54. Oh my God, how much fun are you having with this role?
I'm having an amazing time. To be able to sing in a coloratura or soprano, but then also have moments of true comedy and pathos and romance. This is the only role I can think of where you get to do all those things. So I'm very grateful.
It's we were actually in the car. I just got in today from a trip. I was on vacation, and we got in the car this morning, and we turned on the radio, and there you are singing from Gypsy. Aww. And when we turned it on, I was like, that's my And my partner loves you, though. We're big fans.
That means a lot to me.
So for you now, you're getting this opportunity. You're having this wonderful time.
Yes.
It's how do you hold all of that together? How do you hold it all in?
Well, I mean, I try to hold on to gratitude. I know it sounds a little cheesy, but all I've ever wanted in this life was to be on Broadway since I was a very little girl. Now I get to be on Broadway, honoring people like Audra McDonald, and singing songs, glorious songs, being an incredible show. I have a wonderful husband who I love. I have incredible friends and family. Like, what do I have to complain about? You know, I'm a little tired, but I'm tired because of wonderful things.
And that's the best.
Yeah.
So now I just saw somewhere that the cast recording is coming soon.
Yes.
Have you guys recorded it?
We have recorded it, and I heard a tiny bit the other day, and it's pretty stunning.
Okay, Laura Benanati, y'all. Thank you.
Much. So nice
Congratulations.
To meet you. Thank you. I just showed my underwear to everybody. Oh well. Hi.
Oh my God, did you just hear Laura Benanti? She is so crazy showing her underwear to people. And she doesn't care, which is why I think I love her so much. She's so awesome and so funny. And you've got to, if you get a chance to come to New York, you've got to see her in She Loves Me, this revival. It's amazing over at Studio 54. Now, I hope you had so much fun listening to me and some of these really quick moments that I had with some of Broadway's biggest and most fabulous artists. And I hope that you can join me again on another edition of Keith Price's Curtain Call. Now, if you have any questions or comments that you want to share, you can email me at keithpricecurtaincall@gmail.com. That's keithpricecurtaincall@gmail.com. You can like Keith Price's Curtain Call on Facebook. You can follow Keith Price Curtain Call on Instagram. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, it's at KP Curtain Call. And don't forget, you can now subscribe on iTunes and keep up with who's who and what's happening in the theater and other arts communities right here on Keith Price's Curtain Call podcast. And until next time, remember, support live theater wherever you live. Ciao for now. Hey. See you next time.